So that's why I'm going to tell you today about the top 5 mistakes that I see coaches, consultant, and course creators make with their website and how it is potentially costing you leads and sales every single day. Hey guys, Jenna Sword here today. So excited to talk about today's lesson around what it takes to create a highly converting website with the power of AI. So recently I was working on a $25,000 website that I'm doing for a client right now. And I was tapping into her mind and her experience with hiring web designers, her experience with seeing other people in the industry hiring web designers. And she was showing me some famous websites in the space. And it was a little bit different industry than I'm normally working in. And one of the things that I noticed, and I've actually noticed this with my own students and clients as well, is how many websites that are out there that are horrible, that are actually not following proper design principles, that are not following proper conversion mechanisms or strategy, that there's so many people out there that have websites that are half done, that are using fonts from 2013, that don't have an opt-in above the fold, that aren't clearly calling out their target market. They're doing things like creating things that have improper design principles, really horrible margins, or fonts that just don't look well with the theme of the site. Things that look too busy, too much text on a site, endless amounts of paragraphs, those types of things. So I really got inspired, and at the Secret AI Society, teaching highly converting web design is one of the main things that we do. And I started to think about how many people who come into our world, and of course you here on YouTube, that are probably dealing with the issue of a site that has been sitting half done, maybe weeks, months, or even years, and that you're just waiting for inspiration, waiting to feel skinny enough, waiting to have the perfect photo shoot, waiting to find the perfect designer. Maybe you're using a WordPress site that you got 10 years ago. Maybe you hired a designer for something like Fiverr who just threw something up and it's not really like capturing you or the ideal client that you want to attract. Maybe you got a template from somewhere online and you tried to modify it and it just doesn't really feel like you. These are the reasons why I decided to create this video and why I wanted to address the situation, because of this being such a huge problem. And on top of all that, okay, the last 22 months have been insane in the Secret AI Society. We've generated over $5.5 million teaching people how to design their brands with AI. And we were so busy launching, being able to service our clients, doing all the things, that we also fell into the dreaded trap of not really practicing what we preach. We were in the massive need for an overhaul and a rebrand. And sometimes you have to slow down before you speed up. I had some space to actually sit down and start to recreate the vision that I want. I'm also now officially the only CEO. We had 2 CEOs before me and a former business partner and friend, and I bought him out, and now I'm the solo CEO. So I have the ability to do exactly my vision without having to go through business partners or anything like that. So I got a chance to sit down and started with our own rebrand. And in the process of that, I started creating amazing templates for my students and clients. So that's why I'm going to tell you today about the top 5 mistakes that I see coaches, consultant, and course creators make with their website and how it is potentially costing you leads and sales every single day. And you know what? Don't feel bad about it, because we fell into our own trap about this. And, you know, when I sat down and did a rebrand and ended up doing some of the advice I'm going to share with you today, we ended up instantly within 24 hours getting a bunch of email subscribers. So I was like, gotta not be a plumber with leaky faucets here. So don't beat yourself up if you're falling under this trap, because even us who teach it, life gets busy, business gets busy. So there's no shame in it. It's just something that you should probably address now, the way that we're addressing it now. So one of the first biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs or course creators, coaches, consultants make when doing their website is they have a website that does not clearly call out the target market and what the problem is that you solve. So there should be a very clear problem that your business is solving, meaning, what do you want to be known for in the industry? Are you trying to be known as the go-to person to do Facebook ads to generate leads and sales for business? Are you the go-to person to help people who are over 100 pounds or more lose weight? Are you the go-to coach that's helping moms sleep train their babies? Like what is the problem that you're helping them solve? And that has to be so clear in the first 7 seconds of being on a website. Like, if the average time of a person going onto a website is like 8 seconds, are you capturing who this ideal client is? What is the problem you're going to help them solve? Now, that doesn't mean it needs to be as specific as some of your programs, but it does need to be an overall arching thing, right? So that's the first thing. The second mistake that course creators, consultants, and coaches make is that they don't have a lead magnet above the fold. They push and if you don't know what a lead magnet is, it's a freebie or something to attract people to sign up on your email list. Maybe you don't have the world's best freebies on your site, but maybe they're not actually even fitting for the target market. Maybe you just threw something up, or you didn't really think through the process of how you were trying to attract someone. And we believe here at the Secret AI Society that your website should be literally a lead generating machine. If you don't have a website that's getting people to get excited to get on your email list or know what your programs or offers are or book calls with you or whatever it is, you are not utilizing your site. A lot of times, and this will go into number 3, which is that people put way too much copy on their site. They tell their life story. They have millions of paragraphs about their program on there or their coaching calls or whatever it is. I want you to think of your website as a place where people actually don't want to read at all. Like, I want you to think of the less paragraphs that you have, the better. I think that 1 to 3 paragraphs per section is 3 paragraphs max with 2 to 3 sentences per paragraph. The other thing that's so incredibly important is that you have a proper headline, subhead if you need a subhead, copy, and a button. Those things should be consistent throughout the site. And I want you to have breathable, beautiful, minimalistic space in each section. So when somebody is searching through your site, they can actually get through it without feeling overwhelmed, without having to read a million paragraphs of text. So it's a really big mistake about people put too much text. They have inconsistent headlines. They have like crazy fonts that are trendy and make the site look dated. They're hard to read. They have a million different colors, a million different things. Your website should be a visual language. It should have repetition and consistency, and keep it as simple as possible to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. If you have a million paragraphs of text and you have a million different types of headlines and people can't even get through it, it's going to do more harm to you than if you had no website at all. So incredibly important to start to think about how the site is going to call to your ideal client. Number 4 is that they don't have brand photography for personal brands that showcase the best experience of working with them. If you have a website that has no pictures of you or no brand character, your website is going to feel dull. It's not going to have a personal connection. People want to do business with people who feel like they can connect to. And even when you see big corporations like Victoria's Secret or Trader Joe's or whoever, REI or whoever it is, there is an underlying character in each of those brands that help you feel like you could be friends with that brand. If you have a website that's got all stock images, no people, no personality, you're going to run into the issue of it feeling completely dull and not unique, doesn't stick out. Even if it looks professional, they're going to have a bad taste in their mouth or mind or whatever about the experience of working with you. So that's incredibly important. Mistake number 5 is you don't have a way for people to easily be able to connect with you in all the ways that they need to connect with you. For example, if every single site should have a primary objective, and that primary objective should be one of a few things. Number one, maybe your primary objective is to grow your email list. Maybe your primary objective is to book more discovery calls. Maybe your primary objective is to get booked for speaking events. Maybe your primary objective is to sell your book. Maybe your primary objective is to get people to sign up for your course. Whatever it is, that has to be reflected in the order of how people see your site. So let's say you're running some sort of webinar or launch event and you don't have that anywhere on your site. When people are doing a Google search for you and you don't have a way to easily find the event that you're doing, that's a problem, okay? If you haven't thought through the different ways you can attract them for your email list, the different ways that you're going to have the things that you want to grow. If you want to grow your podcast or you want to sell your book or you want to get booked for speaking events, those things need to be featured on your site in a way that makes it stupid easy for somebody to reach out to you, to book you, to listen to your podcast, to watch your YouTube channel, whatever those things are. Okay? Or even contact you. I can't tell you how many times that people focus on silly things like how to create a blog on their site, thinking that a blog is the most important thing. I'm telling you right now, your blog is not the most important thing. Yes, could it help with search engine optimization? Sure. Could it establish credibility? Like whatever. You could have a fully functioning website without a blog and be fine. You can add that later when you have a whole bunch of time, right? So the way I want you to think of your website is I want you to think of it as a really professional business card that lives on the internet, that shares the experience of the best day of working with you. Meaning somebody sees it and they're like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. I feel like I know this person. I feel like I could do business with this person. I feel like when they see you in person, when you're speaking, or they meet you at a networking event, or they see you at a book signing, or whatever, or they see you on a webinar, that there's some sort of cohesiveness and continuity between those two things. And if you have a magnetic presence and you're bold and you're courageous and you're getting on stage and you're speaking in front of thousands of people and then they go to your website and they don't even see a picture of you, okay, that's an issue. So what is my belief with how to do this with AI? I believe that the AI has gotten good enough now that you can actually create jaw-dropping images with the power of AI, and you can even create amazing, highly converting copy with the right prompts. I believe that you can use AI video to bring your site to life. I believe that now that you don't have to buy a million stock images or pay tens of thousands of dollars for that photo shoot in Greece, you can actually do all of those things and still have it look and feel like you and the best day of working with you. So that when you create a website or a sales page, you're going to have confidence to go out and promote it. You're going to feel a certain level or people are going to feel a certain level of authority from you because of the way you're presenting yourself. And when you keep things minimalistic and minimalist and just not a million fonts, a million pictures, all those things, you're going to have an absolutely incredible user experience that's then going to pour over to how they feel about you and whatever things that you're doing. What does not create brand connection is having a website that's dated, having images that look terrible, having so much text on your website that nobody can get through it, having a website that doesn't think about primary objective and has a whole bunch of pointless things that are not connected, having too many businesses. If you're a painter, a photographer, a pet sitter, and a coach, and you put all of that on one site, I can't tell you how many times I see people do things like that. And there is a very strategic way that you can do that. Maybe having your overarching name as your domain name and having these like sub brands that sort of go out to the different services that you have. There's ways to do this. So I just wanted to share that with you on what we've been doing here at the Secret AI Society. Going through a rebrand ourselves with using AI animations for the background to bring pages to life, having super fun, creative AI photo shoots, making sure to have those opt-ins that are above the fold sending people on strategic paths of, again, primary objective is what is the goal of trying to get people to do things here, having clear strategic ideas about what you want the user to do. So showcasing a YouTube channel here, getting people to enroll in your programs or get on a wait list. The clearer that you can go into these things with intention and following a proper strategy, the better it's going to be. And so we can also use AI for things like creating mockups, which is really incredibly powerful. And just to give you an idea of like what you can do with that is, for example, this is again AI image of me, and you can go through and see we've got a primary objective to book a call here. We can see here that there's a mockup that was done with AI here, so I don't have to spend a lot of time to go create a mockup. Building the email list here. This is a template, by the way, so there's what we call cupcake ipsum as text here, but look at the clean, breathable, minimalistic spaces that allow us to look at each section independently and how clean it feels, okay? And how it doesn't look generic because the photography is top notch, even though it's AI, right? And the videos bring this to life, and that we have very clear ways to do this. So at Secret AI Society, this is what we do. We help people create custom brands with the power of artificial intelligence. And I'm running something super fun. It's called a brand sprint to allow you to map out your highly converting website for women coaches, consultants, and course creators. We're running a 3-day event that is going to be happening from September 3rd through September 11th. And so there is a link below if you want to come and join us. It's totally free. We're essentially filming a course live on how do you map out a highly converting site? How do you come up with your aesthetic? How do you find out the best way for you in your industry to create something that's truly going to work and make your website as worthless as a paperweight, which many of the websites are, to something that you can actually use. And this is like another fun little template that I put together for people here at the Secret AI Society. So super, super exciting to dive into website design with you. So if you love this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to come map out your highly converting website so that you can get more leads and sales, you're going to want to join our event below. So click on the link. Can't wait to see you in our amazing beta that we're running the first and second week of September. I can't wait to see you in there. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.